Welcome back to the Eric Krown crypto channel, and it is strategy day as we're going to be going over a 15-minute short side strategy, too many S's there, for Bitcoin that I want to give a bit of insight into the way that one, I trade, two, the way that quantitative analysis works, and then three, an actual strategy directly from the quant program so you can have a better idea of what it is if you are looking at such things. There's also a few other videos on this channel as well that are freely available that go over some other strategies. Understand that the program itself has 12 strategies at the time of this recording, and obviously for all of those different strategies there are multiple time frames. So in this case we're just going over the 15-minute Joule or Joule Light sell strategy, and in this case I'll run you through the first and most important thing, which is the trade strategy and checklist. What are we actually going to be doing? So first things first, what time frame are we going to be using? The 15-minute time frame. What will be used for the main source of edge? We're going to be using the 15-minute Joule or Joule Light, and we'll also be using the PMARP indicator. What defines a risk management parameter? Ideally, we want to see a closure above range highs, an emergency, a wick above the prior trend high. Now, the emergency condition was not hit once in this testing. That doesn't mean that it's never going to get hit, of course. It absolutely needs to be in there just in case, because when it does get hit, you're very likely going to be very happy that it got hit, even though it will be a loss, of course. Anyways, how will positions be entered? So first things first, we need to see a Krown cross to the downside. That's with the 9, 21, and 55 pointing in the downside direction. We'll go over an example of what that should look like. The Joule Light must be above 68.5, and the Joule Light first tick of white upon closure will be the entry on a full position. I want to address something here between both entries and exits and risk management, and it is this. So a lot of the time, fees can kind of get in the way of your profitability, especially on lower term timeframes. Maybe not necessarily the 15-minute. There's usually enough meat on the bones for a time frame like this, but on like a 5-minute or especially below a 5-minute, the margins will be a little bit shallower, and so fees do come into can be a bit of an issue. So for one, I like to use ByBit because they typically have lower fees. They almost always have a promotion going on. One of the things that I actually ensure with my own link that I have for my ByBit affiliate is that they always have a condition for some sort of reduction in fees, because I know that's very important to me, and I suspect that other people out there who are a little bit more active, you probably care about that as well. So that is in the link description below. Of course, full disclosure, that is an affiliate link. Okay, now let's get into the fun part. What is going to be defining profit taking? Well, positions will be exited with PMARP below 20 percentile on closure. All right, sweet. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to show you my trading journal with this. I've already gone through about, 21 entries thus far. Actually, I have more on my other strategy tester as well, but I'll quickly show you the results as what I've had thus far. We'll go through some examples of what the trade should look like, and as you can see, well, some consistent winners, some losers, of course. Throughout the 21 iterations that I tested here, there was a 71.5% win rate almost. I should denote, however, that the average loss was greater than the average win. So do understand that this strategy is reliant on a higher win rate. Now, there will be ways, of course, to optimize the risk management to make that number a little bit lower, but I wanted to make this video, appeal to a general audience. So I wanted to use a little bit of an easier way, dare I say, to manage risk. So in this case, we'll go to the charts over here and I'll run through an example. First things first, I need to explain all of the different indicators. So the moving averages refer to the Krown cross. That is going to be the yellow 21, the green 55, and then I also have a cyan 9 exponential moving average on there as well. Preferably, we want to see them all moving in the same direction, but for this particular setup, the direction of the cross is defined by the relationship between the 21 and the 55, not the 9, although the 9 definitely helps with other strategies, and I always kind of have it on there alongside BBWP. To get an idea of, current trend activity. Anyways, when the lower period, that's going to be the yellow 21, is trending below the higher period, that's going to be the green 55 here, then we officially have a Krown cross to the downside. Okay, once we have that, Then of course we go reference the jewel light, which is in this pane here. It needs to be above 68.5. And then on the first tick of white, confirmation, that is when the position was entered for this particular testing. And then PMARP right here, well, just wait till it gets to below 20 percentile. Now, I should let you know that PMARP is freely available in the public library. Just type in literally PMARP, okay? And then for the moving averages, they're literally just exponential moving averages. So you can just grab a couple of EMAs there, or you can use my ones on TradingView. They're public as well. It's all the same thing really. And then the jewel light. So there is one last thing for the risk management. I wanted to make risk management a little bit easier because I do understand that maybe some people might not be comfortable or confident with defining range highs and range lows. So what you can do is you can use this indicator here as kind of training wheels. This is an indicator that essentially plots support and resistance levels. Understand it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be mostly right, but it won't be perfect. So it is obviously better to, actually understand how to do it yourself, but it is freely available on TradingView. All you need to do is go into the public library here, type in support. It'll be one of the first ones that pops up. This one's by Lux Algo, about 12,200 likes at the time of this recording. So pretty good right there. All right, sweet. So now that we have that, let's just go through some examples. Okay, so first things first, we need to find when the Krown crosses actually to the downside. All right, so we have one right here. So now we search for when the jewel light is printing above 68.5 and turning white on the first tick, which I believe we have right here. This would be the actual official closure. So theoretically, could you optimize this strategy and make it better? Yeah. Absolutely. You could potentially front run something like that. It's going to come with an added cost of, the trade having a lower probability of working out. Something like that could obviously work. You could obviously average into your positions as well. All of these things are relevant, but a preferential call, which only you can make for yourself. All right, so we have this entry right here, 20,439. Let's go to the trading journal. I'm going to add this one in. Oops, not a new journal, new trade. There we go. What was it? 20,489. We are going short. Hey, we're going short. I'm going to close this one immediately because obviously we're going to know whether it's going to win or not, or potentially. And in this case, it looks like it's probably not going to be a winner, but technically speaking, my range highs are all the way up here. And by the way, this brings up a nuanced point as to what range highs do you use when trading in the style, or at least in the way that this was tested. I used the most recent one in the past. So the most recent past resistance or just level or range high, if you want to call it that, as the risk management. So in this case, this trade is actually still in progress, probably not looking too good, but unfortunately we can't mark it off whether it was a win or not. You can see, however, it got very close to the take profit right here and would have been, let me just see, okay, 439, sorry, that was 439. Well, we're not going to enter this one in anyways because it's literally still hasn't lost yet, but this one would have been almost a short-term loss right there. All right, so let's move on to the next example that hopefully actually has a beginning and an end. That would be nice. I see a Krown cross starting to the downside over here. Boom. All right, beautiful. Let me take this away for now. It's kind of getting in the way. Now we scan for when the jewel light is above 68.5 and turning white. And we actually don't get anything here, unfortunately. The entry conditions are not met. Until actually here. No, we do get one. All right, there we go. We got one. All right, so the first tick white on closure is going to be right here. Boom. And that would be 20,533 entry. Let's go put that one in. 2533. We're going short. And where's our range highs? Range highs are going to be here. So 2750 or so. And then price action comes down. We get our take profit on closure for PMARP right here, 596. 2596. Oh, these numbers must be wrong. Let's see. What was closure here? Oh, I'm sorry. 2460. I don't know what's going on with me today. Wow, where was I getting 596? That's a good question. The closure here is 460. Okay. All right. So let's do that. So this one's a nice little gainer. A little bit less than $100. And there we go. Let's go through some more examples, see what else we can find here. I'm going to scroll back to just some random price action. Let's go over here. Okay, let's see. And we have a Krown cross to the downside starting here. Okay. Scanning for the jewel light above 68, and looks like we don't get it. Yeah, we don't get it actually that whole way through. This strategy is obviously going to be better when things are just generally downtrending. When things are generally uptrending, like you see right here, it's not really supposed to give you those entries, because those are going to be less likely to work out in your favor anyways. But here we go. We got another one over here. Krown cross to the downside. Boom. Okay, scanning for jewel light, first tick above 68.5. White. Boom, right here. Okay, entering on the closure, 19,082. Let's do that. Short, and let's see, where's our range highs? It's literally just a little bit before that, 19,135. And then our take profit gets hit right here on closure, 19,000. So nice little $100 gainer, which is what we've been essentially regulated to when Bitcoin is going through one of the least volatile periods in its full history throughout this time. This was like literally in the heart of October, which I'm sure for most people has been one of the most boring times in terms of Bitcoin trading. All right, so here we go. This is, let's start it off when the actual cross happens. All right, cross happens over here. Boom. All right, let's go scan. We got our first jewel light closure with white above the 68.5 right here. Boom, 19,975. Okay, going short, and where's our take profit? Well, it's right here soon after that. And I should denote here, or you'll very likely accurately see that obviously if you held onto this trade, it would have been a pretty big winner, and there's more on it other than what we're going to get on this one. This strategy is not for trading the trend. It's for trading with the trend, but scalping on the trend. So you're not going to get those trades. There are other strategies for such things. This is not one of them, obviously. All right, so in this case, exit is 19,766 on closure. Whoops, wrong pane. 19,766. Boom, and looks like we have another win. Win rate continues to go up, which is nice. And then there's another entry right here. Boom, get our jewel light condition met. Lovely. Obviously, it's still to the downside as far as moving averages go. And we got our range highs, literally 1 to closes beforehand. So that's going to be the risk management in this case, 19,650 or so. And now we wait for either that to get hit on a closing basis, I should say, very important here, or on a wick base, or sorry, or a take profit to get hit. And in this case, take profit gets hit first. 19,435 is the exit, and I didn't even record it over here. So here's the entry, 19,554. Okay, over here, 19,435. Okay, boom, and another decent win, again, during very low volatile times, so the numbers are just naturally going to be lower. All right, I'd like to find a loser just to address what that's going to look like. I think we actually have one here. Yes, we do. Maybe not. Let's see. All right, so still to the downside as far as moving averages go. We get the jewel light condition right here. I'll mark it off. Boom. Okay. 19,393 is going to be the entry. Whoops. 3. All right. So let's see. Does it hit the take profit first, or does it hit the risk management? Risk management is coming in from this area, this range high here. Boom. And you can see, let me actually get it, and it's the wick high of that. So it'll be a little smidge higher, but it does matter. There we go. All right. And so I wanted to address, this is actually a perfect one to address, because you can see that price action comes back up to the range highs, tests the range highs, even goes above the range highs, but not on a closing basis. If it does not close above, then it is not a, it's not, we don't, well, at least I don't close it as far as the testing goes on this. So that's the way that the data was tested. And then you can see soon after that, price action comes back down and we get an exit here, 19,376. 19,376. Now let me just go back in for a second. I want to totally ensure that this is correct. So here's the range highs. It is 19,527.5. Okay. And we do have, oh, we actually do have a closure above right here. So this would have been a loss if we used this range high as risk management. This is why I do say that this indicator is more like a training wheel rather than, you know, the end all be all. It's going to be mostly right in this case. I would actually disagree with it. It's the real range highs are coming in from like back here, honestly. Obviously it's going to have a lot more risk, but in this case, you know, keeps you in the trade, and well, the trade is a winner. It's a very small winner, of course, but it is a winner nonetheless. So in this case, you know, the way that I tested the data, whoops, wrong pane, although I'll show you that pane soon enough for even more trades, for even more iterations. But the way that I tested the data was by using myself running the range highs, not necessarily this indicator, but this indicator mostly going to be right. It's mostly going to be right. All right, let's find a loss. They will certainly be happening. And I should also denote why you want to be taking your losses when you get a loss. Well, over here, I mean, here's another trade, but this is just another winner. I mean, obviously you get your first tick white right here. Boom, 19,294. Keep on hitting the wrong pane. Short, and we get out over here, 19,198. 198. Boom. There we go. All right. I would really like to find a loser though, which shouldn't be too hard. The problem is that price action has generally been downtrending, so the strategy is going to be mostly good for that. Let's see. No, this is going to be another winner. I'd like to find a damn loser. Let's see, maybe over here. Yes, no. Actually, I would have defined this one as a loser because I would have put the range highs right here and obviously it closed above, but let's see. Can we get a loser? I'm sure we can. Okay. Nope, that's another win there. Another win. All right. It's not making this one easy on me today. All right, this one's gonna be another win, Okay, another win. All right, I do feel like I really should show a loss here, just so I can show you what it should look like. But I am having a bit of difficulty finding one for right now. Okay, hold on, maybe here. Let me see, does take profit get hit beforehand? No, it does not. Boom. Okay, we have a loser. It's it's a loser. All right, beautiful. Okay, so in this case, we have the downside condition met on the moving averages. We have the first tick of white on the jewel light right here on closure, 18,767. Boom. Okay, and where's our range highs? Well, our range highs are coming in from this area right here. Boom. And as you can see, price action closes above ever so slightly right here, 19,309, take the loss. And as you can see, the loss is rather sizable, which obviously we rather get out of the way right there instead of holding on to hoping and praying that it's going to reverse in our favor. All right, let's go through maybe one more if we can find. Maybe there's one. Yes, we do have one right here. It's ever so slight. Yeah. Okay. All right. So again, in this case, it's another one of those cases where my range highs would have been different than this indicator. But in this case, we do have basically an entry right here. It's spot one tick below, but close enough is close enough. For the purposes of this demonstration, I just want to show a damn loss. Risk management. We'll just run with this indicator in this particular example. You can see a slight closure above right here, 19,870. So entry was 19,778. And exit is going to be on the closure above this red line. That's the most recent one. That's right here, 19,870. All right, so about $100 loss. Okay, there we go. All right, that's what we're looking for. Okay, and I must have typed in a number wrong because I'm getting a humongous average loss there. So I probably hit an extra 0, and it's got to be this one right here. All right, yep, 39,376 instead of probably 19,376, huh? All right, let me go in and edit that. Okay. That should change it. There we go. And these results look a lot more similar to my own backtesting, which is these results plus about 50 iterations here. So in my own backtesting, found about a 74% win rate throughout the 50 iterations. On average, took about just over 3 hours for the winning trades versus the losing side, which was 440 minutes. That's I don't know what that's like, 7 hours, a little bit over 7 hours on average. The average percentage P&L on the gainers was 0.85%, and on the losers was 1.13%, which you can also use these to both take profit or manage risk on as well, which is actually the way that I trade these using the quantitative data. So that'll be here, that'll be there. I just prefer more iterations, so that's why I showed that one. But in this case, we already have 30 over here, so it's actually building itself up rather large. And I think that's a good insight into the way that I trade and the way and what you could expect in some like the quant program. And obviously this strategy you're free to use. I mean, you can obviously iterate on top of it. I'm sure that you can see that there are some very easy ways to optimize it when we went through some of these examples here. And that'll do it for today. With that said, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.